Hey everybody, I went down a rabbit hole while I was in between filming. I am adjusting to filming in my office and getting it set up so that it's like ergonomic for planning. This is where I currently work if I'm working from home. Everything in here was built in. I'm not sure which tenants of our new house. However, for now, it's great. I think in the future, I will redesign this space to be my office with different built-ins, and maybe I'll do a little office tour once it's really set up. For now, for the near future, I don't know when redoing this would be actually on the project list. So I thought I was going to do a couple things today, getting caught up on filming, but also just showing kind of what I used this year. Now, it is by no means whatsoever glamorous in any way. My systems in the past have been way more detailed, and even I used a lot more, pretty expansive. This year has not been a year to do that for me, and it's remained very functional, and it changed a bit, and it largely kind of fell by the wayside. I ended up using my B6 Stalogy as a brain dump / catch-all, and I realized I was not planning every week out like I used to. It just it really was like a fight or flight, and I was just doing a brain dump every day as I could think of it, day by day, whatever that looked like, and I'll kind of show you what happened. I started out using this, something spilled on it, and it was gonna drive me nuts. So I used this up to a point. I never ended up using this back part like I wanted to. I mean, when I set this up, it was December into January. December of 2022, I was studying for the GMAT, finishing my applications. I didn't finish everything for grad school until the end of January. So by the time 2023 started, it was like my new year started at the end of February. So after applying to school, finishing everything, my husband and I went on our honeymoon mid-February 2023, and it came back to a couple months. Then my manager went on paternity leave for 4 months, and at the end of the paternity leave of 4 months, my launch week started for my program. So it has just been, plus everything health-wise scattered in there that has just been, I don't know. It affected me more than I maybe thought it would naively. But it was just like, now that I'm thinking of it and I look back, my 2023 didn't start until the end of February. And then I had to make a decision about school same month, early March. And then I had a month and a half to I still had to finish a pre-term course. So I thought I was gonna have 2 months free. And I didn't, because I had to finish that. So I was a little disappointed in how that all timed out, but it's like I prayed for this for a long time, and so I was very grateful that I had the opportunity to be a little overwhelmed, if that makes sense. But it really, now that I'm filming this between Christmas and New Year's, I look back and it has just been it felt like one really long day or one really long month. It wasn't like typical years. So I stopped using this because this happened. So I couldn't look at this anymore. I don't even know what this was. that spilled, but it looks kind of gross. But I stopped using that, and then I bought this little guy from Target, and it didn't fit in my Brezza, so I cut it down. But then when I cut it down, it drove me nuts visually. So I was just a little disappointed in what this ended up being for me this year. But, it's live and learn. So it didn't serve me well. I ended up realizing that I just lived out of my Stalogy. These inserts I took out of my personal wide. So every once in a while I was using the weeklies for a while. I did use the months. I had, a decent amount tracked in here, and then even that fell off. When was school week, launch week? So it fell off at the end of August. So I was using it for a while, and then even that fell off. So there's a lot of personal stuff in here, so I can't really show too much. I wish I could. Let me see. What could I do? Maybe that, right? So I was still doing, some day-to-day planning week over week. So I don't know. I'll still, the way I used this in my personal wide, I am going to do in a different format. So this is from Moterm. I just did a recent unboxing, and this is a 2024 common planner, so it's dated. The color combination is just stunning. This isn't a purple, it's more of a pink. Looks beautiful with a raspberry cover. And I'm going to be able to use this layout the way I was initially using the rings. I say I'm trying to figure out how to use my rings now. But I'll get to use the back of the notes of the common planner the way I was using a section of the brain dump. Live and learn again. So these are half used personal wide rings, half used Hobonichi Weeks, half quarter used little pocket daytimer thing, and my B6 Stalogy, the first half is somewhere else from the move. Now, looking at this, I can't believe how, I can't believe how scattered this was. But, it's just keeping it real. In case you wondered, why I haven't filmed, there was not much to film. I either didn't have anything aesthetic to show, it was personal information, so I didn't share a lot, it didn't look great, so I don't know. This was a weird year, but I'm glad I tried it. Keeping up with what I had while it lasted was okay, but it really was just weird. And I wasn't going to film this, and I thought, you know what? If I'm gonna get back into it, I still wanna show what I did, what I used, what happened. And I don't know, life happens, keep it real. I'll look back and remember, because I do save my old planner inserts or old planners every year. It's interesting to go back and look back over time. But it was so different. It was such a weird year for me. And trying to figure it out. And because a mess, that's basically it. That and my brain dump. Like I can't believe it. It's like I'm discovering this with you live. And I am. But I don't know. It's real, right? So now I'm gonna get into my setup for 2024. At least it's what I'm thinking. And I have my Post-its and pencil ready to go to mark it out. But it's just, we'll see. This year was probably the most reminiscent of what the next year or two will look like. So now that I've been in this middle ground, I started getting into planning and filming planning not too long ago. So it's amazing how it's morphed and changed even in just the last year and a half. And I look forward to continuing to film and seeing how it evolves, and I hope it helps. And I know this was rambly, but if you have questions or comments, let me know. I just didn't, if you had asked me a year ago when I started filming what this year would look like, everything that happened this year I probably said would not have happened. But I appreciate you sticking around and joining me for this, and I'll get into the next video and look forward to sharing this with all of you. So thanks for hanging in there. If you've hung around, let me know kind of what your thoughts are for 2024 for yourself. Have you ever experienced anything like this before? And, how are you getting back on track? I'd be curious to know. And if you're going through this and feel a little weird and, you're not alone. And we'll see. We'll get through it all together. And appreciate you hanging around. And I look forward to showing you what I have so far for the new year. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.